Hi, and welcome to a Jim2 training video on Advanced Warehouse Management. Today, we'll be talking about Advanced Warehouse Management, or AWM, what it does, and how it can help your business. AWM is used to enhance the storage locations and efficacy of storage locations within your warehouse. It can help improve the accuracy of your picking and packing processes, and it can also help optimize the placement of stock within your warehouse. Advanced Warehouse Management does this by allowing you to pack stock into specific storage bins after ordering it, and then picking from them to supply jobs. AWM ties in with the purchasing process and has functionality to help you easily replenish storage bins. You also have the ability to see where space is available in your storage bins. There are some requirements to using Advanced Warehouse Management. First, this is an optionally licensed product for use with Jim2. Users must be disciplined and adhere to strong warehouse processes. Once it's enabled, the picking and packing processes must be stuck to, or stock can get out of hand quickly. You must have an idea of the storage structure that your warehouse uses in terms of rows, bays, levels, and bins. Advanced warehouse management can be set up for multiple storage locations within a database. However, any reference to storage bins will only be within a single location. There is some terminology I'd like to clarify before beginning. Pack or packing refers to adding stock to a storage bin. Pick or picking is the removal of stock from a storage bin, usually to supply a job or customer's order. Primary bin 1 is the preferred bin to pick from or pack into, with primary bin 2 is the preferred alternative bin to pack or pick into and from. These are both configured per stock record. And when we talk about the bulk bin or other bins, what we really mean is any other bin that the stock is in that is not the primary 1 or 2 bins. To turn Advanced Warehouse Management on, we have to first go to Tools, Options, and in the Stock section, select Warehouse Management, and then tick the checkbox at the top. There are several options to set in here. We need to set our preferences for picking order. This is the order of stock bins that stock for jobs will be fulfilled in. This will make a little more sense when we're looking at setting up locations on stock. Next, we can set the replenishment order. I can set my primary bin 1 to first be replenished by primary bin 2, and then from other locations. My primary bin 2 is only to be replenished by other locations. Next, we can see a percentage as a point to trigger replenishment. This will affect when stock will appear during the replenishment process. In this section, we can specify the reports that will generate automatically when you have this checkbox ticked for picking and this checkbox ticked for packing. And finally, for options, you can set which job status will be set after picking is completed. If we now go to Tools, Setups, and in the Stock section select Stock Locations, we can then enable individual stock locations to use AWM. To do this, select a stock location and then click Edit, and then tick Warehouse Management. Once this is enabled, head to the Stock Bin section. Select the location that you've enabled for AWM, and to create your bins, click Stock Bin Wizard. Zones can be used to designate areas of your warehouse to provide additional reference points for the stock bin. Rows, bays, levels, and bins are used to refer to the shelving units that most warehouses use. For a visual reference of the storage locations, we can go to Stock, Warehouse Management, and then click Run for the location. By clicking on the individual bins, you can see which stock is stored in each location. Choosing which stock is stored in each bin is performed at a stock level. To do this, go to a stock and then click Locations with your stock in edit mode. Locate the location that you would like to set first, and then in that line, you can set the primary bin number 1 and 2 for where the stock should be gathered from. You'll also be able to set the maximum quantity available for storage in that bin. This is the quantity that will determine the percentage full when compared to the quantity on hand that is in the bin, which in turn will affect when the bin will be a candidate for replenishment. To have stock packed into a bin from a purchase order, on your purchase order, first have it set to received or finished. The stock will default to the floor location before it is assigned to a bin. If we click the Pack button, Jim2 will recognize which bin is assigned to the stock and offer the primary and secondary bin to add the stock to. If the primary and secondary are full, you can click Find Empty Bin to locate an additional storage area for the stock. Enter the quantity of stock that you would like to pack into each bin. And then click OK. The packing slip can auto-preview to be printed or viewed on a laptop, which can then be used to physically pack the goods. To supply stock to an individual job, access the job and then click the Pick button. You can click Auto Pick to choose stock from the primary bins in the order that was previously set in Options. Alternatively, we can also manually add a quantity per bin if you don't wish to choose the primary bin in this instance. When all stock is picked, a message will display that all stock is fully picked. For those that have a scanner attached to the terminal capable of running a full version of Jim2, you can use the scan field at the top of the screen. To do this, first scan a bin's code, then scan the stock's barcode to pick it. To add multiple quantities of stock, you can scan the barcode again until you have the quantity required. If you scan more stock than what is required, a message will appear letting you know. When you've completed the job for picking, the job status will change to what it was set to in the options. We recommend that you create a list of jobs that are in a status that indicates that they're ready to pick. This will then allow you to pick a list of jobs at the same time, rather than going through them one at a time. To do this, you can tick individual jobs with the Pick tick box. Or you can right-click and select Pick All Jobs. The process will now be similar to picking an individual job, except that you must allocate the stock to the different jobs from the list. As you can see, I've scanned in the stock, but it is not yet allocated to any individual jobs. To complete the picking, this allocation must be made. This process can be done manually by simply typing in the allocation, or you can scan the job number that's available from the picking sheet. To easily replenish the stock in the primary bins, go to Stock and Transfer Stock. Once here, click Add to add a transfer. Change the type to Replenish Primary, either 1 or 2. A button will appear, Replenish Stock, that we can click. And then we can select Load Stock, and Jim will scan for any bins that are below their replenishment level. You can also manually add stock to this list by entering the stock code in the field at the top of the window. However, if it is not below its replenishment level, it will not appear in the list for replenishment. If you do not have enough stock in any bins, including the floor, the stock will appear in red text. You can click Select Available Only to replenish the stock you have available. When you click OK, the stock will be added to the transfer. From here, you can click the Pick button. This will function in the same way as picking stock for a job. Add the quantities, and after you press OK, a picking sheet will appear to allow you to grab the physical products, which can then be used to replenish the primary bins. Something to keep in mind is that there are other areas of Jim2 that Advanced Warehouse Management will affect. They are Return to Vendor, as you must tell Jim2 which stock and therefore which bin will be depleted in this process, and Return from Customer. Although you cannot use pack into bin in this process, it will put the stock on the floor or to a non-AWM enabled location. This is to avoid faulty stock from being placed directly into saleable locations. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in advanced warehouse management and how it might help your business, give our sales team a call.